morning guys, and welcome back to another episode on the Drift E46. Yesterday we did quite a bit of stuff. We removed everything from the interior, we took out the rear axle, we welded in half of the reinforcement plates, we took out some parts from the front end, and that is pretty much it, I think. So an okay day. Lost a bit of time with the welding of the reinforcement plates. Took a lot longer than expected. But whatever, I jumped out of bed early this morning, started at 8 o'clock. For some of you that's probably not early, for me it's early when I'm not in a working week. And I immediately jumped back on the welder and I finished up welding the back reinforcement plate. So that is done. Then I put some undercoating under there that's drying right now, and in the meantime I'm going to take out the front axle. I was just getting started on the front axle and this package just came in. It should be the clutch and all that stuff for the E46. It was supposed to only come in tomorrow, but it's here today, so that's very good news. That means that when the front axle is done, I might be able to mount the entire drivetrain into the car. So that's really good news. After successfully taking out the front end, I turned my attention to the transmission tunnel of the car, just to remove some of the covering. I guess it is sound deadening and some heat shielding. Basically because I'm going to be welding on the tunnel to install the hydro, and I want to see what I'm doing, and also I don't want to set the car on fire. That's the first part installed. Looking really nice. The contrast of the yellow on the black, I dig it. So it's nice to see the first fresh part on this car. Let's continue. I noticed that the parts that I bought, the lollipops, those are the bushings that go on the end that you see me grind off here. They should slide over there, but they did not fit. And I figured, well, I will take off the paint. That didn't help. I ended up trying to smack it on, but also that did not help. And lastly, I tried to chamfer the edge a little bit to help it slide over it, but yeah, to no avail. None of these solutions worked, so I got a bit stuck there. Moving on, I turned my attention to all the Strongflex bushings. I bought a complete aftermarket Strongflex bushing set for the rear suspension of the car. So we're going to install them into the subframe right now, and then into all the suspension arms, and then we can mount all of them to the car. So I just put the rear subframe in place, and it was just like 2 hours ago. I was looking for some parts and I noticed that I was missing something to mount the rear subframe. And basically in the front there's like a beam that goes along the two mounting points, and I didn't have it. I was like, oh damn, shit, I'm missing that. So I ended up going to a scrapyard half an hour away, and I wrenched one from under a car there on the ground in so much water. I was completely soaked to my underwear. But hey, I guess it's worth it. We've got the part. The only thing that's unfortunate is that it's really dirty. Degrease it with some brake cleaner, put it in like this right now. Bit unfortunate with all of the fresh painted stuff, but well, we need to get on this project. So I'm gonna put that in place, and then let's have a look at basically at the arms. When all the bushings were done, I went to install them in the back of the car, starting off by the subframe and then one by one adding the arms to the assembly. It was quite easy, just sometimes a little bit of a struggle to get the holes to line up, but there's a trick for that. And that trick is a screwdriver. Basically, you have to just be close to the hole to where the hole in the arm is visible through the hole the bolt has to go through, and then just insert a small screwdriver in that hole, and then you can pry until the holes line up. Just have to be mindful of this, that this can damage the paint on the parts, so you have to be a little bit careful. These are the Camber Arms that I bought from Bimmer Parts. I have to say, on the website they looked quite a bit nicer than they actually are, but I guess they will do the trick. So they will replace the standard lower control arm or camber arm on the E46 suspension, and basically they allow for us to adjust the camber. Why did I choose to go with this? Well, I'm going to need them because I'm planning on really putting this car very low, and then the alignment is going to have a lot of adjustment to get it right. Now, before installing these, and basically any part that has like inward threads or inside threads or whatever you want to call it, always before you install them, take them apart and completely grease them up. I do this with copper grease, which is a very good lubricant, and it absolutely stops any sort of corrosion forming, so it's not gonna seize on you. And as you can see, again, the screwdriver trick comes in handy. Alright, another late night in the shop. So where did we get today? To start off, again, not as far as I would have liked. I lost a little bit too much time with running to shops, getting some parts that I really needed. It always takes longer than you want to, but well, no problem, no biggie. That's just how it goes. So what did we get done today? The rear axle is almost finished. We need to install the axles and the differential bushings, which, you know, I'm missing at the moment. I'm going to order them right away, but that means that the differential or the rear axle won't be finished for at least another week, 2 weeks actually, because I won't be at the garage here the coming 2 weeks after well, after New Year's basically. So I'm also not going to put the axles in now, because when I'm going to roll, because this car on Friday has to come off the lift, the axles are going to drag over the ground and stuff, and yeah, we don't want that. So the rear axle, just going to tighten the bolts a little bit more, and then that is that. What else did we do? We installed the subframe in the front, and we also installed the steering rack and connected it to the steering shaft and all that. We also changed the brake lines all around, so that is done as well. Robbe did that. And of course, yeah, we finished up the reinforcement of the rear chassis early this morning. And of course, we spent some time also getting the Strongflex bushings in place. I had the impression everything went together rather nicely, so I'm really excited how it's going to drive. I think it's gonna be awesome. Now, tomorrow, I should stop clapping my hands. Tomorrow, the plan is to install the brakes all around, or just probably first the front axle. But there's a problem with the front axle, so I've ordered lollipops, Uniball lollipops from Bimmer Parts or Bimmer Store, I don't know what it was. But I can't get them to fit over the suspension arm in the front. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I need to press them on or they should like really just slide over it without play. The first time really using Uniballs, so I'm a bit don't really know what to do there. I contacted the company, but they haven't gotten back to me yet, at least not with a valid response. So I'm awaiting that to see what I'm going to do there. If I can't get that sorted tomorrow, I'm probably just going to put some old arms in so that the car can stand on its wheels. With the new hubs I can install those, so that will be cool as well. Then install the brakes all around, so the new brake discs with the old calipers. I just haven't had the time yet to revise a complete set of calipers, but that is going to happen in the near future as well. And then we're just going to swap them out. And what else do I want to do tomorrow? I really want to have the interior put together for the first time. And with that I mean put the seats in and figure out my seating position so that I can see where I have to put the hydro. And also put in our short shifter from IRP. I'm also gonna lose some time tomorrow, unfortunately, because I sold an E28 dash and I need to bring it, or we're meeting halfway, so sometime that needs to happen. Other than that, I also need to run to the store to get some fluids for the motor, so yeah, coolant and engine oil, all that stuff. And then I'm probably going to reunite the engine with its gearbox, the new clutch, hopefully all of that lines up. And I would be really happy if we can hang it into the car, so that's also out of the way of the shop. Okay, enough rambling at the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. I did. It's exciting to work with this new stuff, and I can't wait to get this thing on the track and drift it around. It's gonna be awesome. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.